Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tuesday News Day. We are talking about human resource executive, and we're going to be talking about what's driving 9% of employers to plan for 2024 layoffs. So, according to Randstad's Rise Smarts Global Severance Report, 9 in 10 employers surveyed expect to reduce their workforce size in the upcoming year, based on the survey of 400 HR and procurement professionals from around the globe, including the US. So, interesting enough, 80% of HR and procurement professionals believe their company handles downsizing actions very well. Yet, Randstad's Rise Smart found that just 25% of organizations in the US offer severance packages to all existing employees. So it is, sorry, this is an ad. So for employers planning layoffs in 2024, Witcher advises them to first consider redeployment or internal talent mobility. Some employers, she notes, are reducing workforce within one department, yet still hiring in another. And that is kind of like what has happened with Centene in 2023. On October 2nd of 2023, Centene laid off 3% of its workforce, 2,000 employees. They then turned around and is right within this past week started hiring again. So a lot of people that could have been laid off with Centene could have simply moved to another department. So if layoffs are inevitable, it's critical to ensure a fair, equitable exit. This should involve transparent communication and meaningful severance packages. So, yeah, right before, let's talk about this a little bit. Let's back it up. Earlier this year, there were a lot, and I'm talking about the April-May of 2023, there were a lot of quote-unquote due to business needs. A lot of people stopped hiring. We know that Lowe's went on a hiring freeze until August, from like late June until mid-August. We know that Cigna had a lot of positions that were pulled. Even I got emails when I was looking for work earlier in the year that due to business needs, the position is no longer being looked at, or due to business needs, the position isn't training right now, maybe later in the year, whatever. In January of 2023, I actually did the application for Broadpath. They did not get back with me until June, so it was a full almost 6 months, 5-6 months. And even then, it was not for a position that didn't start until later in July. And I worked that for a little bit. It wasn't for me. But a lot of these places that are constantly hiring over and over and over again, they're not immediately putting people into work. It's always standby classes. It's this, it's that. And looking at this, 90% of employers that plan to do layoffs, and 90% of them that were surveyed did expect to reduce their work size in 2024. And this is due, the survey was sent out to HR and procurement professionals, and this is internationally, not just the US. The fears of a recession were often cited for this year's reductions. And there's another factor, talent surplus. People aren't leaving as often as they have. So it's, there has been, they're saying the biggest driver for the downsizing trend is high levels of overhiring over the pandemic and the Great Resignation subsided. Over the past 18 months, there's been this kind of craze for making sure that they have enough agents for calls and call centers and everything else like that. But kind of buckle up, because, 2023 has been very, very slow. 2024 is going to be a ball buster when it comes to people not being able to find work. So this is one thing that we do need to kind of be aware of. Like I said earlier in the video, Centene in the beginning of October let go of 2,000 people, and they're hiring as of last week. So obviously 2,000 people left, and then possibly more people left looking for job security. And, Centene, I understand why they let go of those people, because they had like a net loss of several billion or 100 million or something like that in 2022. So it was insane. But to just turn around and start rehiring at very likely lower wages for a new group of trainees is also insane. So we saw in the pandemic that people were making good money, $17, $18, $19, $20 an hour for customer service positions. When in the past 18 months, they had these huge layoffs in the tech field, and people were trying to find any job that paid well, then suddenly there's thousands of applications for just 10 positions. So these companies, they start paying $10, $11, $12 an hour, $14 an hour. It used to be, and I would tell people, unless it's a second job or you're working with multiple incomes in the household, you need at least $15 an hour. Thank God I'm somewhere, and we will do a video on it, where I will be starting 2024 in a new service field. But more on that later. So yeah, but I will put the link to this article in the video description down below. But yeah, just be like really, really aware of everything that's going. Don't just apply. Make sure that the company that you're applying to hasn't recently done a layoff, because if they've done it to the other employees, they will do it to you. My name is Becky, and you have a great day.